Hey, it's Brook. I'm gonna show you some power chords and some shapes, some moves, like from here to there and so forth. And it's kind of like almost like geometry, shapes. But before I do that, I played 3 gigs this weekend with 3 different bands in 3 different towns. And what did I learn? Nothing. Other than just show up and play and have fun. And you can get through it. You don't have to, I'm not stressed out. I'm fine. I'm not sunburned or heat stroked or anything. So anyhow, but I think my point is little steps of progress over time is probably better than one day you practice 10 hours, then don't touch your guitar for the rest of the month. If you can pick up your guitar and do some little things every day, that will probably add up to something. Even my slowest students, if they just keep showing up to the lesson, they actually surpass people that may be a little more assertive or, kind of geeking out on specs of guitars and amps and picks. Just the person that shows up to the lesson and just goes, I don't even know. Just let's just do something, or let's go through the book. They make amazing progress over time. So, these guys, I watch them for, 2 or 3 years, and suddenly they're able to play bar chords up and down the neck and all that. So, let me give you a small lesson on how power chords jump to different positions, and it makes different shapes and different sounds. So I knew the sounds of this before I could tell you, what the intervals were or the theory. I knew it more by sound, and that's just the way it was back in the old days. We just had to listen. All right, let's take this B5 here. Heavy. So that's at the 7th fret and 9th fret. You could just hit that chord and stay there. But if you're going to move somewhere, you could go anywhere. But the most common thing is really just jump it over one set of strings towards the floor. Sounds kind of fundamental and basic. Or yeah, man, that's like from a B to an E back to a B. Very basic. And let's say you did it down here, A to D, and so forth, like G, C, G, F, B flat, F. Even open, or up here. Very basic. But to my students, they're like, whoa, slow down. I'm like, all right, I'll slow down. Okay, so it's all fun. So I would master that. Just jumping, same frets, one string over and back. Let's add one. I mean, we can go all day on this, but at some point I'll get sick of talking. How about this? That's like a 1-4-5, like a B, E, F sharp. One, 4, 5. So you're going over and up 2 frets. So that's your 5. Here's a 1 and a 5. All right. Let's say you're in A, key of A. Yeah, you got to master that kind of depth or shape or, the dimensions of that, kind of the geometry. It has a certain sound. yeah, for basic rock, you gotta know that shape. To me, that looks like a letter L when you go root, fourth, fifth. Letter L. I call it a rock and roll L. All right, pretty basic, right? You might already know all this. You might be very bored. But, you know, in that case, just go practice. But if you want to learn some more, how about this? Let's say we're going to start on that B and go down 2 frets. That's like a B to an A to a B. So you could, you know, I always have this image of like these guys are going to make a band. And they get together in the garage with the drummer, 2 guitars and bass. And like, let's make a band. Okay, what are we going to play? Like, I don't know. Let's say you're all really raw. Well, at least you could do this. I mean, if you can't do that, and you're adding all kinds of other stuff and buying more guitars, I think you're out of whack with the universe, man. You gotta know that move. So it's just down 2 frets and back. So that, I think you call it I just knew it as the cool sound. I didn't really know it was a flatted 7. This is the root. It's a flatted 7. I wonder if you could do, let's take it down here and go. You could do that, the 1, 4, 1, flatted 7, 1. But how about like this down here? If this is the root, stuff like that. Pretty basic. Very caveman sounding, which I dig greatly. So I love simple music. It's wonderful. But let's see. So let's do another one. How about this B going over here? That's a cool sound. That's actually called a minor third. So that's over a set of strings and down 2 frets. So if you review everything, you got... It's actually kind of almost a complete... I think that's a complete minor pentatonic scale. Yeah, it's a full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 note scale. Hey, I think I'm on track. I'm being pretty logical here. We just figured out our minor pentatonic scale with power chords. This is like a root, flatted 3rd, 4th, 5th, flatted 7, root. Same as... So yeah, you should probably learn that by shape, or sound, or feel, or color, or smell. Ha ha ha. Check this out. That's a major third. So the minor third has that kind of gnarly quality, while the major third is more kind of sympathetic. Has kind of, you can hear that it wants to go somewhere. So that's over 1 set of strings, down 1 fret. So you're going over there. You know, think of this as your launching point. You go here, go there, go down, go over, go up, go wherever you want. If you did that root, major third, 4th, 5th, it'd be pretty calm and basic. Alright, thought of another one. You want this. That's your 6th. It's like... So you really don't need to know any theory to play this. You could just chisel it out of pure solid rock with your guitar. So you're going to go down one, down another, and one more. So you got to visualize that space, you know. That's a root, that's a sixth. I didn't know what a sixth was. I just knew it sounded cool, like stuff on the radios. If you jammed out like this. Everybody loves that, right? All right. How about a 1, 6, 4, 5? Check it out. Something like that. Whatever. So far this stuff is all pretty safe. You know, there's nothing too weird here. How about, if you want to get a little more weird, just go up. Well, before we get weird, let's do this move. Here's our root. Go up 2 frets. That's called a second, but it's just 2 frets up. For some reason, I mean, that's more of a passing note. I would not make a major statement like, hey, listen to my song. It goes like this. If a student came in and they said, I wrote a song that goes like this, I'd go, oh, brother, come on now. No, it's okay. I'm like, well, that's a start. Now we can let's add something to it. Let's resolve it, because it just doesn't go anywhere. But in the right way, let's say that second can be very cool if used the right way. Check this out. This is like my 8-bar blues thing I made the other day. Check this out. I think that's 8 bars. I don't know. But, you know, I did a lot of chords there. So that second sounded very cool in that place. So in jazz, we'll play like a 1, a 2, and a 5. 1, 2, 5. They always talk about that. So the 2, don't disregard it, because I kind of... But if you only go from the 1 to the 2, that's just like, wow. Not going anywhere. But in context with other things, it can be great. So that's your 2. What was I going to do now? Oh yeah, I was going to flat the 2. So a flatted second. That's weird. Like, hey, here's my song. Goes... That sounds kind of maybe Spanish or something. That's pretty cool. In the right context, if you deliver it with the right spirit, the flatted second can be something. Or the other way, you go down 1 fret, that'd be like a 7. Sounds kind of strange though. Sounds kind of out there. So, you know, when you go 1 fret away from the root, it's kind of dissonant maybe. Let's take this. I guess we could go down here to our that's a flatted 6. Check this out. 1, that's from B to G is a flatted 6. you can write a song within. It requires zero effort to write a little bit of a song. I mean, I could sit here and write 10 songs today, but I got nowhere to put them, so I got to finish an album first before I add more songs. But that's a cool sound, the root to the flatted 6. And then it kind of wants to go to the flatted 7 root. It's kind of like a... That's a 5 down here. That was a 1, flatted 7, flatted 3rd, 5, which is it's a cadence, and I kind of forgot the word. Andalusian cadence. It's kind of like a, hey, here's my song. Nobody's ever written this before. That'd be kind of like, or you've heard that. All right. So yeah, but you can still use it. So you can combine this. Let's see. What have we missed? Nothing really. Oh yeah, we did. We missed our flatted 5th. So here's our root, 4th, 5th, flatted 5th. So that has a kind of a sour, dissonant quality, doesn't it? Here's the root. Going to go up 1 or over 1 string and up 1 fret. So that note is real. It's like a tritone. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew it sounded kind of dirty. Maybe mix it with some of those other weird notes. So you can really make a mess of just mix these in any way you want and say, hey, I am the creator. This is my art. Behold, bow down to my genius. But just moving those dumb power chords around. I mean, I think you could figure this out yourself, but I'm just going to give you a little nudge and show you how I learned it. I'm like, so from then, if you experiment moving the power chord to any fret and say, do I like that sound? Do I understand that sound? Can I remember that sound? Can I recreate that sound? Can I recognize that sound? Thus, when a song came on the radio, I'm just like, okay, slide up till I match that root, and then which chord are they going to next? It's got to be one of those. It's not like there's an infinite number of notes. There's 12 notes on the guitar or on the music staff, the music notes. It's got to be, if you already got the 1, then there's 11 more to pick from. Commonly, we're going to have a 1, 4, 5, maybe the 6. The 2 or the 3, could have the minor 3rd. Some of them, like the flatted 5th, the flatted 2nd, or the 7th, are going to be kind of rare, so you can take out 3. So 11 minus 3, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's like 8 main ones you're going to hit. Yeah, and I would look for your 1, 4, 5, 6, and 3, and a 2. And maybe your flatted 7. Those would be your most common, and your flatted 3rd. So those, let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got about 7 notes you're going to pick from after you get your root. I can't remember if I counted that out. 7 or so. As far as your choices, if you're trying to pick out a song or write a song, it's going to be based on, if you're doing power chords or you're making some garage punk rock kind of sludgy stuff. It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't be afraid to repeat. It sounds better sometimes if you just lock into the dumbest, most simple thing and play that with conviction, it sounds much cooler than making it overly complex. If you write your song and it's just got so many chords and changes and so intricate, like, oh, it's just exhausting to have to explain it, listen to it, record it. But suit yourself. If you want to make it more progressive, that's great. But don't be afraid to dumb it way down with just these dumb power chords. You can make all kinds of epic jams if that's your thing. If you're more into, intricate jazz, that's cool. But you can still learn, these basic progression ideas or shapes. And, make a minor seventh or major seventh or 13s or 11s or, ninth chords, whatever, if you want to, really harmonize them in like a, diminished and augmented. That's cool, but a lot of times it's more efficient just to make some power chords. All right, that's exciting. Well, thanks so much. It's fun having a small channel like this and just a few people watch. I kind of enjoy it like that. It gives me an outlet for my energy to share. I like sharing what I like to play and, turning people on to some guitar ideas. So forgive me for rambling so much, but